Okay. Welcome. All right. So, are you ready for today? Yay! Nah, you're tired. It's like, nah, not yet. How about we start with a round testing our microphones, yes? So, Varen, can you please test your microphone? And Varen is frozen. All right. So next, Alfredo, can you please test your microphone?
Test. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yes, we hear you. Very good. Thank you. Rivieri.
Test, test.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Then we have Ashley.
Test.
Perfect. Thank you, Ashley. Fabrianti.
I'm here.
Yay! We hear you loud and clear. And Reventon.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Randy.
Hello, test.
Perfect. Thank you. Bella.
Hi everyone.
Mom Cha-Cha, we hear you loud and clear too. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect the with Zoom. Well, hi guys.
Okay.
Ready? I will take it wait first.
Yeah.
Alfredo, I need you to change your virtual background.
Yeah.
Ashley, Carissa, and Delpinsa, and so
We were testing our microphones. So,
yeah, everyone,
Queen Sha,
you
can you
can
please
download
test?
the virtual background in our WhatsApp group, and then you can change.
Bella, you are screen sharing. Okay.
Okay.
And she's gone.
Ready? Are you ready for today? Sorry.
All right. So, Varen, can you please test your microphone?
Hello everyone, can you listen to my voice?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Varen.
How do I do it, ma'am?
Okay, it's a little bit soft, but we can still hear you. That's okay.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
That's all right. Carissa.
Yeah, ma'am.
Perfect. We hear you loud and clear. And let's see, Vanessa.
Hello.
Okay, good. We can hear you too. Giselle.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Jenna.
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you. Then we have Katarina. Katarina, do you hear us?
I am. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Bella.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we hear you very well. Who was missing? Queencha, did you test your microphone?
Hello.
Yeah, good, thank you. So I think that's everyone. Or did I skip someone? If I skipped you by accident, you can unmute and test your microphone. Okay. Welcome, Kevin. Can you please test your microphone for us?
Kevin Martin. Kevin.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Wait. I'm gonna choose my background. Wait.
Okay, Kevin. Thank you. Who else, remember? Everyone? It's clear?
Yes, Alfredo just came back, so that's good. So,
Okay. Well, do you get cough, remember?
oh, this week has been fabulous ever since.
Oh, okay.
Making
Yes,
it
it's,
till I make it.
yeah. We also rained every day, rained so hot. Okay,
Yeah.
well, can we start now, Randy, and also remember? I think wait, but before we start, please everyone change your virtual background into our blue one. You can get it in our group. Jenna Alvari, Katarina Osrey, Kevin, Vanessa Asley. Could you do it? Because this is the event, it's not only about it is not only a regular class. Okay, well, waiting for you. So, Randy, can we start now? Hello, Randy. Are you
Hello,
lagging?
ma'am.
Yeah, because you are freezing in my laptop.
I see. I am not
Mm.
lagging.
Come on, please stop sharing, Alfredo. Okay, you can choose the video symbols. Okay, and then you can click the video setting and then use our big one. Well, Randy, I think we can start and I give it to you the mic.
Okay then, ma'am. Starting in 1, 2, 3. Good evening and welcome, coaches and participants, viewers and coordinators, ladies and gentlemen, to the speech performance of the second Yields class. Today, on an amazing Friday, 12 December 2025, each individual from the second Yields class will perform a speech based on the line, "The Magic of Ordinary Moments," that will be evaluated later on by our lovely coaches. Before we go on to our main attraction, let us pray to the Lord according to our own beliefs, while the prayer will be led by ma'am. Yeah.
Well, ma'am, Chacha or remember?
I'm Chacha.
Okay. Well, so everyone, please take a moment. I will later at a Catholic way. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, God, for this evening. This is the greatest evening that we have in FEC this semester. Well, then, today we will have our moment for sharing moment. This is our speech performance. Please let all the participants do their speech well, have their practice here, and then give the very, very best of them. I pray for you, God, in the name of Jesus, Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, thank you, ma'am Chacha, for the prayer. Now I'll hand the mic over to our wonderful coordinator.
Well, then it will be back to me again. Thank you, Randy. So, guys, good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am. Lovely MC and all the participants. Good evening. Thank you for coming. Welcome. This is the day that we are waiting for. The magics of ordinary moments, the end of the semester, the regular events that we have. So first of all, I want to say thank you to our foundations, Yayasan Tunas Karya, to our lovely coach member Katrina Pate, to all your teachers at school, of course also your parents that support you to join the class and every week, and of course for you guys, my students, and then the participants. I want to tell about this is the way to love and to be loved. So I get the quote, like our class, I always believe that our meetings are not only routine. This is not only also about the habits. This is also not only about the learning process. But this is the blessing of us, the magic gift that we have, because all of us can listen, we can share, and then we can empathize all the feelings that we have. So we are here to be loved. So sorry, I got lagging. I lost in a second. Well, I continue. So this way for us to love each other. Therefore, happy speaking, everyone. Happy expressing your feeling, and then good luck. I give it back to you, Randy.
I see. Thank you, Ma'am Chacha. Um, now I'll hand over the mic to our coaches, Ma'am Amber and Coach Dan.
I'm afraid Coach Dan cannot make it today. Hopefully he will manage to join us a little bit later on, but otherwise he so much is enjoying collaborating with us this year and watching all of you grow. All of you are absolutely fantastic. The progress that you are showing, the constant effort that you are putting into this project. And last week, when I was thinking about the magic of these ordinary moments, I was thinking of a song that came to mind that I used to sing when I was a child with my family. We used to put on street shows together. And I can't sing it to you this time, but I would like to recite it to you because you probably feel small and unimportant, and you feel like what you do sometimes, especially when you're under all that pressure to perform at school in these speech performances and in your everyday lives, you probably feel like, is it even worth it, right? And then you look at the people who made it and you say, how did they manage? What you don't see is that every single person who made it in anything in life had to pressure through, power through the magic of these ordinary moments. And the song says, it's the little things that make this kingdom stand. It's the little ones who really run this land. So don't you get discouraged when you are not in on everything, because the Lord is watching you and he sees behind those scenes. And remember that the loss of the nail is the loss of the shoe, is the loss of the horse, is the loss of the king. And the loss of the king then is the loss of the kingdom. It's the little bitty babies, the little bitty kisses, the little bitty hugs, the little bitty smiles that bring your brother through when he needs you. So give it all you got, even your whole heart, because there is a world of people who are waiting to see your love. And I share this one thought with you. Maybe you feel overwhelmed, but if you are not putting your love into it, you won't make it. And until now, every single one of you has shown a lot of love for yourself and for each other. Maybe you don't call it love. Maybe you call it respect. Maybe you call it effort. Still, that's love. It takes love to achieve anything. So keep up the great job, because we are all so very proud of you. MC Randy, back over to you.
Thank you, my member, for reciting that old childhood song that you gave us. I'll be moving on to the speaker's performance, with our first one being Vanessa Chiawijaya. I'll hand over the mic to you then, Vanessa.
Thank you, Randy. So, how is it possible that in a world full of technology, full of knowledge, and full of progress, yet so many people still suffering? I mean, human has reached to the moon, created artificial intelligence, and built skyscrapers higher than ever before. Seems like a bright future to us, right? Well, but every time we open our social media, we hear bad news about children that lose their family in Palestine. Every day, economy slowly become unstable because our government corrupting our money. Well, let me ask once you again, why are those news happening? Well, we are missing something simple yet important in our life. Empathy. Empathy is ability to understanding and share the feelings of another person, like sensing someone's emotion and understanding someone's thoughts. But many people misunderstanding it and think empathy is a weakness. But the truth said otherwise. Empathy is strange because without empathy, we can easily judge and ignore everyone. For example, when I was in 7th grade, I was a lazy person. I still remember that my friend struggling to spill up the assignment, and I let them do it by themselves. And during the presentation, our group got the worst score because one person, and that was me. And I still didn't care about them. Well, while they are secretly angry with me because I know they are. Long story short, when I was 3 months in high school, which is in SMA Santo Yosef, I was given an assignment to make a short film. Seemed like a simple task, right? But I didn't want to make an ordinary film. So I worked hard to spill the task with my friend and with my group. Made the story by staying up for 2 hours after I worked hard for my homework and sent it to the group. And the next day, we want to record the film. But my group didn't even see my story that I had made. And I was immediately angry with them and left them. I went back to my home and crying. And then I realized what my friend used to feel when they see me. See, with empathy, you don't need to judge or ignore them, but you need to find out what makes them sad, scared, or even angry. And it's hard to have empathy because you need to think objectively. You need to be patient and you need to be mature. Empathy is not going to make the world perfect, but with empathy, you can make world better. How? Just start with this simple question. What if that was me? Because when we want to choose and learn to feel what others feel, we are not just a human. We are human with humanity. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa, for your wonderful speech about empathy. Moving on, I'll give the mic over to Chatarina Garcia. Take it away, Chatarina.
Hello, everyone. I will talk about something that has become a meaningful part of my life. For me, singing is more than just producing sound or following a melody. Singing is a form of expression. When I'm happy, I sing. When I'm sad, I also sing. Music allows me to feel my emotions more freely and honestly. Through song, I can express things that are sometimes difficult to put into simple words. I have loved singing since I was a child. At first, I only sang the simple songs I heard around me. But as time went by, I began exploring different genres: pop, ballads, traditional songs, and many more. That journey made me realize that every song carries a story, and every melody has its own meaning. I feel grateful that I can experience those stories through my own voice. Singing has also taught me many valuable lessons. One of them is confidence. It's not always easy to sing in front of others. Sometimes we worry about hitting the wrong notes or not sounding good enough. But through singing, I learned that courage is not the absence of fears. It is choosing to keep going despite the fear. Singing also trained disciplines. To sing well, I must practice, control my breathing, take care of my voice, and understand basic techniques. All of this require patience and consistency. More than anything, singing brings joy, not only to myself, but also to people around me. When I sing for my friends or family, I can see their smiles. Some of them hum along, while others simply enjoy the moment. At those times, I feel that even my simple voice can create warmth and happiness for others. In the end, singing has become an important part of who I am, not because I aim to be a professional singer, but because singing helps me become a more honest, brave, and joyful version of my life, myself. As long as I can breathe, I hope I will continue singing for myself and maybe for the people around me too. Thank you. Back to you, Randy.
Okay, thank you, Chatarina, for your speech about your hobby, which is singing. Moving on, I'll be giving the mic over to Damara. Take it away, Damara.
It looks like the Mara's internet kicked him out. So we can come back to the Mara later.
I see. That is an unfortunate turn of events, but we can't stop the show now. Moving on, we have Gracita. Take it away, Gracita. I'll hand you the mic. Is Gracita also not here? I see.
Oh.
All right, then. Moving on to Varen as our fifth speaker of today. We'll be going back to Gracita and Damara later. Varen, take it away once more.
Okay, thank you, Randy. So, good evening, everybody. Today, I want to be talking about something that is simple yet powerful. Something that can change the way we interact with others, the way we see others, and even the way we talk. that something is confidence. Confidence is not just about being the loudest person in the room. It doesn't just mean you know everything or never making mistakes. Confidence is a quiet belief that you deserve to try, you deserve to grow, and you are capable at doing it. When you try something, you actually open the doors to something that fear might have closed. But why confidence is so important? First, confidence helps us take actions. Think about the time when you hesitated to raise your hand in class because you thought your answers might be wrong, or you were scared to join a competition because you thought, oh, my opponents are better than me. Well, confidence pushes that forwards. It tells us, it's okay, just try, you might even surprise yourself. Many great achievements in life begin with somebody simply believing that they could try. Second, confidence builds resilience. Life doesn't go the way we want it. Sometimes we make mistakes, we face challenges, and sometimes we fall. But a confident person doesn't stop at failure. Instead, they see failure as a chance to try again. They pick themselves back up and try again. So, confidence does not remove problems, it makes us stronger then. This also reminds me of one of the quotes in Toy Story, which is to infinity and beyond. It shows that Buzz Lightyear was aiming past what's possible. It's like he's saying to us that don't just aim for the sky, go beyond it. Also, for the one in Winnie the Pooh, which is you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. It shows that sometimes we underestimate ourselves, and courage isn't absence to fear. Well, moral of the story is confidence is something we have to build slowly and steady. And everybody, absolutely everybody, can build it. How, you might ask? Well, you have to surround yourself with positive people, your closest friends, your family, and the teachers that pushes you forward. Confidence thrives in a positive environment. Also, two, we have to accept ourselves. Yeah, we have our weakness and our strength too. I mean, we are humans, right? Also, for three, we have to remember that our voice matters. Our dreams, our thoughts, and our efforts, they're all meaningful. When you understand your value, you stand taller, speak clearer, and live life with more purposes. Friends, confidence is not just about being better than others. It's about being better than your past self. It shows that you can try and be better. So I encourage you guys to take that first step. Go join that competition you always wanted to go. Speak up in class, and maybe you can do it. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Baron, on your amazing speech of the importance of confidence. Thank you very much. Moving on, Alfredo. I hope you can take the mic away and that you are present. Alfredo?
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, Randy. And all right, good evening, everyone. Today, I want to say something that I really love, music. Music has always been a big part of my life. I always listen to it every day when I wake up, when I'm studying, and even before I go to sleep. It's not just something I enjoy, it's something that helps me survive the pressure of being a teenager. You know how life can get stressful sometimes? Schools, assignments, tests, friendship, or family problem. All of it can pile up and make you feel like your head's gonna explode. Whenever that happens, I just plug in my earphones, play my favorite song, and suddenly, boom, life feels easier. It's just like a pause button on the chaos of my head. What I love about music is that it can fit any mood. When I'm happy, I blast loud, energetic songs that makes me want to dance. Or when I'm sad, I listen to slow music that makes me less lonely. It's amazing that some few lyrics can change people's heart or what you feel. Sometimes it even feels like the singer is saying exactly what you want to say, but you're just afraid to say out loud. Music also connects people. I've made some new friends just because we like the same artist or song. We started talking about one band and end up sharing playlists or even sings it together. It's a simple thing, but it brings people closer. One of my favorite things to do is write my own lyrics. They are not perfect, sometimes they don't even rhyme, but it's my way of expressing myself. It's like keeping a diary. It's like keeping a diary, but instead of writing what happened, I wrote how I feel. And honestly, that helps a lot when I'm overthinking or when I can't talk to anyone about what's bothering me. What I've learned from music is that it's not just a hobby, it's a therapy. It reminds me that emotions are okay, that it's fine to feel happy, sad, angry, or lost. Everyone needs something that helps them calm down and feel like themselves again. For some people, it's sports. For others, it's drawing or probably gaming. But for me, it's music. So if you have something that makes you feel alive, whether it's playing guitar, gaming, dancing, writing, or even just listening, hold onto it. Don't be afraid to enjoy what makes you happy because you only live once and life will always be busy and stressful. But your passion is what keeps you balanced. And yeah, I guess that is my speech and I shall pass my mic to Randy.
Thank you, Alfredo, for your amazing speech of your love for music and how it affects you. Congratulations. Moving on, I'll be going to Giselle. Giselle, you can take the mic away now.
Good evening, everyone. Today I want to talk about family. We talk a lot about success, careers, and big goals in life. But if you take a moment to think about what truly matters, what is the one thing that stays constant no matter what? For me, the answer is simple: family. Family is the first school we attend. It's where we learn our very first lessons: how to walk, how to talk, and most importantly, how to love. My family is not perfect. We have disagreements, we have messy moments, and sometimes we get on each other's nerves. That's just part of being human. Despite all the challenges, our family is the foundation upon which we build our life. When the world outside is difficult, when we face stress at work or school, where do we go for comfort? We go home. Home is where we can truly be ourselves without needing to wear a mask. The most valuable thing a family gives us is unconditional support. Think about the big moment in your life: your graduation, new job, or even just getting through a tough day. Who was there cheering the loudest? Who was ready with a hug? It was our family, our parents, siblings, grandparents, or even close relatives who feel like family. They are the people who believe in us, even when we doubt ourselves. They don't just ask for our mistakes. Instead, they help us stand back up, dust ourselves off, and try again. This kind of loyalty and support is truly priceless. We often think of family strictly as the people we are related to by blood, but I believe the definition is so much wider. Family can also be the close friends, the mentors, or the people in our community who offer us love, care, and a sense of belonging. They are the people we choose to share our life with, who stand by us through thick and thin. The important thing is not the DNA we share, but the bond we share, a bond of trust, respect, and mutual love. And perhaps most importantly, is our constant. Friendship may shift, jobs may change, but the bond of family, in whatever form it takes, remains a powerful, anchoring force. So, as I conclude, let's take a moment to appreciate the people who make up our personal family unit, however you define it. Let's remember to call our parents, check on our siblings, and spend quality time with the people who matter most. Because at the end of the day, success is great, but having a loving family to share it with is the greatest blessing of all. Thank you.
Thank you, Giselle, for your speech about family and how they are important to you and how they can be important to someone. Moving on, I'll be calling Bella out. as our eighth speaker today. I hand over the mic to you, Bella.
Thank you, Randy. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Bella Clarissa from Saint Teresa Junior High School, Pangkal Pinang. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak today. And I would like to share a topic with the title, Learning from Failure. Failure is something that often makes us feel sad, embarrassed, or disappointed. But actually, failure is a normal part of life. Everyone has failed. No one reaches success without falling down first. When we fail, it doesn't mean we are weak. It simply means we are trying something new, something challenging, and something meaningful. And that alone is already something to be proud of. Do you know that failure is actually the best teacher? Why? Because it teaches us many valuable lessons. It shows us what we need to improve. It helps us understand ourselves better, and it makes us stronger, more patient, and more disciplined. For example, when I get a low score on a test, it's not the end of the world. It just means I need to study differently. It simply means I need more practice, more effort, and more courage. I'm also lucky to have teachers, friends, and parents who always encourages me when I fail and continue to support me no matter what. But one of the most embarrassing and unforgettable failures I have never experienced was when I received my exam card. I put it in my pocket, went home, showered, and tossed my clothes into the laundry basket, completely forgetting the card was still inside. My mom washed the clothes that afternoon, and by the time the laundry was dry, can you guess what happened? Exactly. Right as I was about to fall asleep, I suddenly thought, wait, did I forget something? And then it hit me. Oh my god, my exam card! My mom washed it. And when I checked, there wasn't even a single piece of paper left. I felt like disappearing, but then I realized it was my mistake. I had to accept it and learn to be more disciplined and responsible. The next day, my teacher told me, don't worry about it, just focus on your preparing for your exam. Be more careful next time and use this as a lesson. From that moment, I understood something very important. I need to be more careful. So I promised myself that from now on, I will always put things in a safe place, like my bag, my drawer, or my bookshelf, instead of leaving them in my pocket. The simple habit can prevent big problems in the future. It was embarrassing, but it taught me a lesson I will never forget. The most important message is don't stop trying. Every time we get up after failing, we become better than before. And sometimes the lessons we learn from failure are even more valuable than success itself because we already know the consequences if we repeat the same mistake. So today, I want to remind all of us, including myself, don't be afraid of failing. Be more afraid of not trying. Because as long as we are willing to learn, failure will guide us to success. What can we learn from this story? Failure is normal and happens to everyone. Mistakes help us understand what to improve. Being responsible for our actions is part of growing up. Support from teachers, friends, and family help us stay strong. The courage to try again is more important than the fear of failing. We should always keep the items in safe place to avoid repeating the same mistake. Before I end my speech, I want us all to remember one thing. Every mistake carries a lesson, and every lesson brings us closer to success. So, let's be brave, let's keep learning, and let's never stop trying. Thank you for your attention. I hope my story can inspire you the way it inspired me. Thank you. Back to our President Randy.
Thank you, Vela, for your speech, for your very inspirational speech about learning from your failures. I'll be moving on to our next speaker, Jenna. You can have the mic now.
All right. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Randy, for the opportunity to have the mic now. Now, hello everyone. My name is Jenna Azhar Davi, and I am from Vocational High School Tunas Karya Pangkal Pinang, and here to deliver my speech about finding your path. I've repeated this speech a few times from our previous meetings, if you guys have heard and listened to me. And I guess, yeah, I'm going to repeat and add more improvements, I hope. So, today I want to talk about something that I believe is something that we need for the key of success. And it's not just about having school, having a degree, or have a good job in life. But it is life itself. It's about embracing things that you thought were just challenges and obstacles that were stopping you from going to success. But it's actually just about believing yourself, oh, I can do this. Yeah. And I'm sure we'll have obstacles, whether it's difficult tests, a tough teacher that makes us think they don't even care about us, or a personal struggle that just makes you feel like you're not confident enough to do this or even do that. Yeah. But how do we respond to those challenges? And does it even matter if we give up or even we rise up? Well, the truth is, every successful person that has faced in their life, they have known the things about failure and adversity, but they didn't let it define them. They use it as stepping stone to grow, to learn and to improve. Let's just take a personal story that I have myself. It's about me actually. Well, it's actually very simple. I wanted to draw. I love drawing and writing stories and sketch. It's a part of my hobby and passion. And these days lately, I feel like I want to draw something, but I feel like I can't. Why? I've been drawing for years. I've been reading stories, watching movies to take inspirations. But why does it feel like right now everything just loose in my body? It feels like the passion, the inspiration and motivation to do just to write a line in my book feels wrong. And I rethink to myself, is this really what I want to pursue in life? Is being an artist something that can't be stable? Can I be a good artist like the people in the internet, the people that I see in public places? But yeah, sometimes it hit us hard like a rock throwing on our heads. But I just do it for fun. I decided, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to make an art. I'm just going to make something that I actually enjoy. So I started doodling. Yeah, just writing something very random, very out of my mind, and just, yeah, I wrote things that I like first. I write something that I like, something that I don't like. I draw my friends, my teachers, and even myself a lot, being self-centered. And I realized something that I never thought was an issue before. Have you ever realized that what is the things about yourself like you never thought that was inside you, but when you actually look at it, whoa, I'm actually like this. So I just realized that, wait, I like doing this and I don't like doing that. It makes me this type of person. Yeah, I've ever read this type kind of article that makes me a different person that I thought. I was just like a normal student. I'm not someone very special. But turns out, no. I have more things that I haven't discovered for myself. I haven't discovered myself yet. And how am I supposed to discover the world if I haven't even realized who I am inside? So, what can you do to realize and achieve your dreams? Well, I want to achieve my dream by doing practice and have a clear goal. First, I want to get to know myself. I want to know the environment I am at, the opportunities that I have, and can pursue if I have the plan and the courage to do. Second, manage my time effectively. I sometimes use a planner to set reminders and stay organized. And last time, um, whether if you feel stressed or maybe you feel, I don't know, you feel very confused in life, you can ask for help. Asking is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you want to improve. You want to take good things from others you think are better, like a parent, someone, an older sister or brother, teachers, whoever you think you can trust. And to those people, I'm sure they really care and support you. And most importantly, believe in yourself. You have the power to choose your path, to create your future. And don't let anyone, including yourself and self concern, tell you what you can't do something. You are capable of achieving greatness, amazing, and discoveries. So, what happened right now, a bad thing, obstacles, or maybe you're just feeling sad, let's just say you need a break. Taking breaks is not a bad thing. You just have to relax. And yeah, that's all what I can say today. I hope my words can inspire you as much as I talk to myself in the mirror countless times. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll give the mic back to our MC Randy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna, for your amazing speech about finding your own path and retelling your own journey. I'll be moving on to our 10th speaker, which is Febrianti Rindo. I'll hand the mic over to you, Febrianti.
Hello, and I'm Catholic Junior High School. Today, I want to talk about something personal and universal at the same time, the journey of learning to stand tall. I'll share my own story, the moment that changed me, the achievements that followed, and how all of it shaped my dream of becoming a psychologist. There's a quote by Rumi that says, Yesterday, I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today, I am wise, so I am changing myself. And honestly, that line captures what my journey has felt like. Rising slowly, quietly, but surely. In 7th grade, I was someone who couldn't stand up for myself at all. I was shy, soft-spoken, scared to show who I really was. I avoided changes, avoided attention, avoided anything that required courage. Looking back, I didn't lose opportunities because I wasn't capable. I lost them because I didn't believe in myself. Psychologists say that one of the biggest barriers to grow is self-limiting beliefs. The idea that you are not enough before you even try. And that was me. I held myself down before the world ever could. But there was one quiet moment that changed everything. One day, after yet another time of staying silent when I should have spoken up, I looked at the mirror and asked, "Is this who I want to be?" It wasn't dramatic, but it was honest. And that honesty became the start of my change. I began speaking up even when my heart raced. I stood up for myself when someone tried to humiliate me. I started taking opportunities instead of letting them pass. I pushed myself into spaces I used to avoid. Little by little, I realized something important. Confidence isn't born, it's built. And once I started building it, things started to grow. I won the national poesy competition, something I never imagined for myself back then. One of my work was published in a book, letting my voice travel further than I ever expected. I joined competitions on my own and earned many certificates, not to look impressive, but to remind myself how far I've come. But these achievements don't make me better than anyone. They just show how much I've grown from who I used to be. They remind me of the shy kid who was once afraid to even raise her hand. There's a quote by Viktor Frankl that has shaped me. What is to give light must endure burning. And that's why I dream of becoming a psychologist, because I want to help others choose who they can become. I want to understand people, help them heal, and show them that growth is possible even when it feels slow, even when it feels impossible. Standing tall isn't about being the loudest or the strongest. It's about being brave enough to grow. It's about choosing yourself even when you are scared. It's about rising again and again. So today, if you are someone who feels small or shy or uncertain, I want to know this. You are allowed to raise. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to stand tall. And before I end, I want to leave you with this. Your journey doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Your progress doesn't have to be fast to be real. And even if today all you can do is take one small step, that step still matters, because growth begins the moment you choose not to give up on yourself. That's it for my speech. Thank you. I will give my mic back to Randy.
Thank you, Febrianti, for your wonderful speech of daring to stand tall. For our 11th speaker, Kevin Martin, I'll hand over the mic to you then.
Okay, so hello everyone, good night. This time I will bring my speech. And before I start my speech, may I introduce myself? My name is Kevin Martin Silitonga, and I am from Middle High School, Yusuf Batam. And my speech theme is about self-confidence. So, self-confidence is the potential to do some abilities and potential in ourselves, like a challenge that must we handle. Okay, so I have a 3 principles that we can do to grow and increase our confidence. First is trusting yourself. Focus on your strength and ability. 2. Bouncing back. You don't see failure. 3. Showing up authentically. Be who you are. Trust yourself. Things that you can do to increase your self-confidence is challenge yourself, learn new things and skills, practice and increase your abilities. And you can prepare or practice. Confidence often comes from knowing you are ready. Prepare is a key to success, whether it's from exam, presentation, or when you accept role from maybe teacher or someone. And then believe yourself. Sometimes we think that our opinion and confidence is wrong, but truly it is not, because practice can be wrong or right. And the example of my daily life is maybe when I maybe doing some exam or test. Sometimes I often feel like I am not confident with the grade, and maybe I cannot be brave and thinking, how can I solve this with confidence? And maybe I think I have to practice my confidence again, and then I can do something with confidence and with oftenly. Okay, thank you everyone.
Back to President Randy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for your amazing speech about self-confidence. Next up, we have Avari Helena as our 12th speaker, and I'll be giving the mic over to you then, Avari.
Thank you, Randy. So, have you ever realized that a tiny decision can change your whole day? Today, I want to talk about something that's so small, but it's actually powerful: the power of small choices. Many people think that success comes from big decisions, but actually, success comes from small choices we make every single day. Every choices we make, even the small ones, slowly creates our habits, and our habits slowly creates our future. For example, imagine someone who decides to study just 15 minutes every day. It sounds small, right? But after 1 month, they will understand so many things. After 1 year, they will have so much knowledge than someone who does nothing. So, what looks small today becomes something big tomorrow. Same things with health: drinking water, sleeping earlier, doing a little exercise. It looks simple, but it keeps our body and mind strong. If someone only makes small healthy choices every day, later they will feel the benefits in their life. But small choices are not always positive. Sometimes we also make small negative choices. For example, choosing to procrastinate, choosing to ignore homework, or scrolling on social media for too long. We think, just a little, but slowly it's become a habit. And when negative habits grow, they bring negative results in the future. That's why we must be aware of the choices we make. There's a famous quote that says, "We are what we repeatedly do." That means our future is not created by big one moment, but by small action we repeat every day. So if we want a better future, we need to start with better small choices today. Now, this question is, what small choices can we start today? The answer is, start with something simple. Maybe choosing to finish schoolwork today instead of tomorrow. Maybe choosing to help a friend. Maybe choosing to reduce phone time. Or even choosing to believe in ourselves. Remember, small choices build habits. Habits build character, and character builds our future. So, if you want a bright future, we must focus on what we do today, not tomorrow, not someday, but today. So, after this speech, I hope all of us can pay attention to the little things in our daily life. Let's not ignore them. Let's not underestimate them, because small choices have big power. Let's choose wisely, step by step, day by day. Even though the things look slow, one day we will look back and realize how far we have come. Thank you. Back to you, Randy.
Thank you, Avari, about your very interesting speech about the power of small choices. Next up, I'll be calling Carissa as our 13th speaker today. Take it away, Carissa.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Before I continue my speech, I'll be introducing myself. My name is Carissa Ija Victoria. I'm a 15-year-old student from the Senior High School of Santo Josep, Pangkapinang. And my speech today will be relating about human nature. But before we get into that, what are humans? We need to understand what we are first. Well, by this our definition, based off what perspective you're looking from, like from a scientific explanation, such as the humans or Homo sapiens are an advanced species from the primitive family, or from a religious perspective, where humans are the exact shape and form of God on earth. Now, why are we talking about the human nature? the reason that I'm doing this speech is because, well, I would like for all of us to understand our own species nature on the general acts and general acts and personality that we have. What can the speech benefit? Well, the speech can help us to understand from other people's perspective. Dude, shut the fuck. Sorry, that was my brother. Okay, the further explanation of human nature. Now, in our nature, there are a lot of personalities, traits such as kindness, gentleness, positive traits, helpfulness, friendliness, but there are also negative traits such as greed and gluttony and more. I myself, as a human, also do have flaws. We as humans are not excluded from flaws, despite being an advanced creature, more advanced than our animal siblings and whatsoever. One of the examples I can give you is that I, on a regular basis, do feel anxious. I feel general fear, paranoia around my own surroundings, around social situations. I tend to overthink a lot during these predicaments. I like to think that I am doing something quite wrong around here. What if I'm, doing something incorrect, something that people around me don't like? I always translate those looks, those everything as something negative. Those overthinking sometimes also plague me. They sometimes make me think of some other things that I would rather not speak of. But sometimes we need to understand that these natures, these traits of us, are, yes, reasonable. Sometimes we feel like, oh, maybe like, oh yeah, we can achieve more. We can get more. Like ambition or greed. Sometimes these traits are natural to us humans. They're not weird, not unnatural. But is it really correct for us? Is it really right for us, for all the other people in the long run? Sometimes we need to understand that, yes, while our traits and natures of emotion might be understandable, we also need to understand that sometimes it isn't the right moment, or maybe it isn't the correct time to feel such things or to act on such. Sometimes we need to know that there was always another time. Sometimes we need to also understand from other people's perspective what they see in a situation. Maybe like example, you might feel that this is unfair. This is unfair. Like, I could have won this competition. Why do they have to win it? I put more effort. But you need to understand too that maybe for the winners, maybe they feel happy, feel joy. Maybe this is the first time in a while since they actually achieve something. We are humans will feel maybe sometimes unfair, maybe sometimes it should have been us. But again, we need to understand, to know that we can't always have good things. Life is unfair. But we don't need to focus on what is unfair. If we focus on the good things in life, the good things will always come to us. And the bad things will just fade into the background, unnoticeable, and always forgotten. That's my speech on human trait. I'm sorry if I say anything wrong. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Carissa, for your wonderful speech about the human nature and your perspective on it specifically. Because Giselle and Felia are not currently in the meeting, I'll immediately skip to our 16th speaker, Reventon. Reventon, take it away.
Thank you, Randy, for the mic. Okay, good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something deep, something that we often overlook, even in ordinary moments. It is the idea that we can never fully understand another person. It may seem like a bad news, but guess what? That is exactly what makes us human. Every one of us carries a world inside us, memories, fears, hopes, and experiences, and dreams that no one else can completely see. Even the people closest to us don't know every thought in our head or every emotions in our heart. And at first, that might sound like a weakness, but actually it's not. It is one of our greatest strengths. Why? Because the moment we realize that we cannot fully understand each other, we learn to do something powerful. We learn to listen, to care, and to try. Our inability to fully understand others teaches us empathy. Even in ordinary moments, everyone experiences emotions. And by that, we can understand or we don't even care what about we feel in an ordinary experience. It encourages us to approach others with kindness, patience, and compassion. If we knew everything, not when, if, about everyone instantly, we would stop asking, we would stop learning, and we would stop connecting. But because we don't, we keep trying. And in that effort, in trying to understand one another, humanity grows. It is in our questions, in our conversations, and in our attempts to understand differences that friendships form, relationships deepen, and communities become stronger. We became more human when we realized how complex others are. Not fully understanding people also remind us that everyone has their own story. Two people may walk the same path, but experience it differently. And that diversity of experience, that mystery inside each of us, is what fills the world with creativity, art, music, ideas, and innovation. Now, I want you all to imagine. Just imagine a world where everyone thought exactly the same. No new perspectives, no new ideas, no surprises. Life would be flat and colorless. Our differences give life its depth. It gives us creativity and it gives us ability to do something out of the box. Like everyone is not expecting us to do that, to achieve that. So by that, I want to encourage us, everyone in this meeting or Zoom meeting, to do whatever you want, because everyone cannot understand your thinking abilities. No matter how much we want to, we'll never fully, truly understand someone else. Not entirely. But that's part of understanding, isn't it? To misunderstand, to rise, to struggle, to fail. But still, somehow, our desire to understand, to connect, to belong, to forgive, to grieve, and to accept, it has gotten us farther than we once thought. We place trust in ourselves, in each other, families, friends, our close friends, and even in our relationship. But despite everything, even in ordinary moments, we keep trying. We play along. We get along just fine. Even though we can't understand everyone, the world hasn't ended yet. So that's all from my speech. Until then, I will pass the mic back to Randy.
Thank you, Remington, for your wonderful speech about understanding others and seeing others from their point of view. For 17th speaker, Tisha, I'll hand the mic over to you.
Hello everyone, before I start, let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Tisha Karis Ivana and I'm from Santa Yosef Junior High School. I'm really happy to be here today and share something with all of you. Today I want to share something simple but really important to me. It's about enjoying the little things in life. You know, sometimes we think that happiness only comes from big achievements, like winning a competition, getting perfect grades, or becoming famous. But for me, happiness also comes from small moments in everyday life. For example, one thing I really enjoy is having free time after a long day of school. I love lying on my bed, taking my phone, listening to music, or just doing nothing. It feels so relaxing. I like my brain finally get a break. And honestly, the small breaks help me survive school life. Another little thing that make me happy is spending time with my friends. We don't always need to go somewhere special. Even just logging together at school, making jokes, or talking about random things can make my day better. Sometimes, friends can change a bad day into a good one so easily, right? I also enjoy my alone time. For me, having me time is really important. It could be reading, drawing, or watching my favorite series. When I'm alone, I feel like I can understand myself more. What I like, what I don't like, and what kind of person I want to be in the future. Another thing I learned is that sometimes the little things can teach us big lessons. For example, when I walk to school in the morning, I notice how quiet everything feels. It reminds me that life doesn't always need to be fast. Small calm moments like that help me stay grounded and start my day better with a better mindset. I also start paying attention to small routines, like drinking a warm drink before studying or organizing my desk a little bit before doing homework. It sounds silly, but these tiny habits actually make me feel more ready and less stressed. They make my daily life feel more manageable. And honestly, enjoying the little things also help me appreciate the people around me. When someone smiles at me, helps me with schoolwork, or even just asks, "Are you okay?" Those moments make me feel seen. They might be small actions, but they stay in my heart for a long time. But the truth is, not every day is good. Sometimes I feel sad, tired, or stressed. I worry about school, grades, family, and many things I can control. I think most of us feel the same way. When that happens, I try to focus on the small things again, like a funny meme, a tasty snack, or even a good nap. Those tiny things might look simple, but they help me feel better. Life is not always about big success. It's also about the journey. It's about small moments that make us smile. For example, like eating your favorite food, the weather being nice, getting a random compliment, having your favorite song play at the right moment, finishing homework early, or just waking up with good energy. Sometimes we forget to be grateful for these things. We only remember that bad part. We compare ourselves to others and think we are not good enough. But if we slow down a little, we can see that happiness is already around us. I'm still learning to enjoy my life too. I'm not perfect. I still get stressed and complain a lot. But at least know I try to appreciate small moments more. I try to say thank you for the little happiness I get every day. So the message I want to share today is don't wait for something big to be happy. Enjoy the small things too. They matter. At the end of the day, the small things become big memories. They become stories you will remember in the future. So appreciate them while they are still happening. Thank you for listening. I hope all of us can find happiness in our everyday life. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Tisha, for your amazing speech about enjoying the little things in life. Next up, we have
Then I saw who will be the speakers. So, because our MC also is the participants, and I will call Randy Sutanto from Senior High School. And the title of the speech is The Word Behind the Fun. Well, the stage right, and
Thank you, ma'am, for calling me out there. I'll be starting my speech in 1, 2, 3. Hello and good day, everyone. My name is Randy Stanto, and today I will be talking about my speech titled The World Behind the Fun, which is about video games and the world behind the production of video games. Video games is a simple and common form of entertainment that is practiced in everyday lives, especially by the newer generation. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the design part of a video game. I personally sometimes deconstruct a piece of design. I look at it and I imagine how the artist or designer had created the design. Every part of a video game has its own story, same as how art has its own stories and journeys. As an example, Borderlands 3 is a game that I recently played. It has such a distinct and unique art and sound style that I could only describe as outlandish and rough, like punk, but simultaneously smooth and pleasant to look at. Or Cuphead, which mimics an old cartoonish style, both in sound and art that is nostalgic and extremely pleasant to look at. All these games, despite how different they are, have something in common, which is how it all has its own story and journey. No matter how minor, even a simple rock or a grass has had someone painstakingly create and design said object or creator or character or even creature to fit into the environment it was set in. Every shadow, piece of shading, how it's shaped, and even how it moves is all considered and melded into bits and pieces that is of the game that is published and seen by either millions or even just one person. The second thing I'd like to talk about is coding of a game, because I had a school task to make a game. A simple one, with no need for heavy designs or heavy codes, yet it is so difficult, and I understand it was incredibly complicated. Oftentimes frustrating and confusing while being extremely time-consuming, as coding has its own language which can be confusing and take even more time to adapt, especially if you're new to coding in general, and especially if you're using C++, which doesn't exactly point out the flaws in your own codes. There are conditions, commands, and exceptions that could clash against each other, which is even more troublesome. Anyone who's ever tried coding knows what I'm talking about. And even something as ordinary and mundane as coding has its own painstaking process, journey, and story. Programmers who've worked hard, hours, days, years, months, had to make sure a game and all its mechanics, functions, and variables even work is all a story in its own right that is both beautiful and extremely painful to watch. This is coming from a person who was in a design department of my group. The third and final topic I wanted to talk about today is the marketing side of a video game. And this is the part of a video game that I deconstruct in my mind most often. Because most video games are a product people create to get a profit and make a living out of, video games which have a main goal of profits must have, well, advertisement. Without advertising, no one would know what game you've created, even if it's an absolute masterpiece. If a games like Cuphead or Ghost of Tsushima was never advertised, was never shown to the public, then it would never gain traction. It would be just a hidden gem that would slowly destroy its own company because the money and time it took would be far too much for it to make a profit for the studios to stand on its own. And in the end, it's all for naught. So marketing is dire, even in the world of games. But thankfully, creativity in advertising doesn't seem to be as necessary as the game itself. Should invoke a sense of wonder, and its own creativity helps advertise the game itself. Yet, advertising needs to meet a certain criteria. Most importantly, what your game is and how it plays. A Genshin Impact advertisement all the way back in 2020 still plays in my mind today because it showcased how the game worked, looked and what it had in store for players, which is what I would consider an amazing marketing strategy, especially because the game didn't lie whatsoever. Every concept and gameplay and mechanic was in the game and it became a very huge hit for the company, aka Hoyoverse. So in conclusion, games are a work of art in all of its ways, going from its designs and every pixel, production alongside every line of code, and even marketing with every single investment is its own world and it's beautiful in its own right. Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Ordinary, mundane, and sometimes completely disregarded processes and stories, a form of entertainment that has become commonplace in this era, are beautiful to the right person and to the right eye. Thank you all for your attention today and for listening to my speech. Once more, my name is Randy, and I wish you all have a pleasant day.
Wow, great, Renee. I'll try to understand. Okay, I know it well. So the next one, I will give it back to you again, our Master of Ceremony, Randy Sutanto.
Okay, thank you very much, man, Chacha. Moving on, I will hand the mic over to Rivieri, which is our 19th speaker.
Thank you, Randy, for handing me over the mic. Yes. And my speech for today is called The Strength of Small Step. And in my context is small habit. Honestly, this topic is kind of similar to Avari's one, which is called small step also. But hear me out, gang. Good evening, everyone. As students, we live in a world where everything looks like an highlight reels. People reach that peak and the top that they seem naturally gifted. That people who look like they were simply born way ahead of us. But from the outside, it feels like they climb in one jump. Like they woke up one day and suddenly became that person. But the truth is, almost nobody gets there through a big dramatic change. Most of them arrive at that peak by taking steps so small nobody noticed. Small discipline, small patience, small habits, small choices repeated so many times they eventually become part of they are. We often fail to see the quiet part of someone's journey, the part done when nobody is watching, and because of that, many of us fall for one same trap. We wait. We wait for that motivation. We wait for that perfect moment. We wait for that sign telling us that, hey, this is it. This is your time to change. But here's the harsh truth. If you are waiting for that dramatic wake up call, then you are waiting for nothing. Most people never get that dramatic moment, and the ones who do well, they didn't wait for it. They didn't ask for it. They just started small, quiet, and impressive, but consistent. Because consistency is key. Let me give you something personal, something real. For the longest time, I thought I was going to become magically good at managing my money. Every time I got my allowance, I felt like I had all the freedom. I spent a little there, a little here, maybe some snack, maybe some game. But hey, at the end of the week, it's all gone. Every single time. And I kept telling myself, classic lie. It's okay. Next week I'll do better. But the next week, it looked exactly the same. In my opinion, I was not being irresponsible, but I just didn't realize that small action mattered. Because I kept waiting for that one big dramatic moment where it would force me to change myself. Where something like big realization or like a rock bottom, the deep emotional shock hit me. But that moment never came. So I start a small step. I save a little. I pause before spending. I ask myself whether I truly need this item or product I truly want to buy. And slowly, those tiny decisions built a new version of me. Not because of one big change, but a small one stacked upon each other and eventually become big. And that's when I learned something important. Your life isn't shaped by rare breakthrough. It's shaped by the tiny things you repeat without realizing. There's a quote by James Clear that says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system." Which means that you do not become better because you want to, but you become better because you act better in small, consistent way. So here are three things that I want you to take with you. The first one is to stop waiting for that motivation to hit. It's unreliable because small action creates motivation, not the other way around. The second one, start embarrassingly small. It's okay. Tiny efforts are still efforts. 5 minutes of trying is still better than an hour of wishing. The third one, understand that your future self is built right now, today, not through a miracle, but through tiny choices. Because the people you admire, they didn't get there from one big turning point. They built themselves quietly at a small step at a time. And so can you. Thank you so much. I will hand back the mic to our MC.
Thank you, Riviere, for your amazing speech. But the lesson titled "The Lessons from a Broke Version of Me." All right, because Maria has apparently done her speech yesterday, I'll be immediately moving on to our 21st speaker, Ashley. Sorry. What is it? Ashley, I'll hand the mic over to you then.
Okay, thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that lives inside all of us, dreams. Dreams are more than just ideas in our minds. They are the things that push us to move forward, the things that give us hope, and the things that make our life meaningful. Every, ev- Every great achievement in this world started from a dream to change, to grow, to become better than yesterday. But chasing a dream is not always beautiful. Sometimes the path becomes difficult. Sometimes people around us will doubt us or say that our dreams are too big. And sometimes we even doubt ourselves. We start thinking, can I really do it? The truth is, doubt is normal. Fear is normal. But giving up should never be an option. A dream becomes real not because we are lucky, but because we keep going step by step, day by day. Even small progress is still progress. If every failure teaches us something, every challenge shapes us, and every setback prepares us for something greater. When we dream, we give ourselves permission to imagine a future that is better than today. But when we work for that dream, we begin to build that future with our own hands. And that is what makes dreams powerful. They turn ordinary people into extraordinary ones. So, wherever your dream is, don't let it fade. Believe it in it. Even when others don't, protect it. Even when it feels hard, and most importantly, work for it with discretion, patience, and courage. Because the world will always to make space for everyone who dares to dream and dare to dare. And remember this, dreams don't have deadlines. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you start. Some people achieve their dreams quickly and some takes longer. But your time doesn't define your success, your determination does. There will be moment when you feel tired, moment when the things don't go hard as planned, a moment when you want to quit, but those are moments that shape your story. Those are the moments that test how badly you want your dreams. And if you want to choose to keep going, will come out stronger than before. Thank you. And now I will pass the mic to Randy.
Thank you, Ashley, for your speech about dreams and how you perceive them. Moving on to our 22nd speaker, Osric. I will hand you the mic then. Hello, Osric.
All right, I am here.
Ah, good.
So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, depending on your time zone. Today, I want to take you on a journey, which the journey is not just into a forest full of goblins, not into a forest or a dungeon guarded by a dragon, but into something far more familiar. I want to take you all into something that's called Dungeons and Dragons. Now, if you've never heard or played Dungeons and Dragons, I'll tell you a secret. It is far more than just a game about imagination, swords, spells, abilities, or even strange creatures. Dungeons and Dragons is a story where you become the hero of your own world. A world where you build from your own imagination, a journey where you take control with your friends, and most importantly, a reflection of life itself. Every character starts somewhere. When you begin a Dungeon campaign, you don't start as a legendary hero. Who would? You don't begin with enchanted armor, or you don't even begin with dozens of magical spells. Instead, you start as a level 1 adventurer, scarce in power, limited in abilities, and armed mostly with hope and determination to become the hero. And that is exactly how life is. None of us start as experts. None of us begin with perfect stats, and some of us might have better strength, some might even have better intelligence, and some might even have better charisma. And some of us might have weaknesses in some things. Like, for example, I literally have the worst durability. I've broken my leg so many times. But in Dungeons and Dragons, your starting stats don't really define your final journey, so I'm not really that scared about my legs. A wizard with low strength can still become the most powerful caster. A barbarian with low wisdom can still become a pure-hearted and brave fighter, and so on. Your beginning does not shape your limits, instead, your growth does. And in life, that is exactly how we work. So we need to remember a lesson. It does not matter where we begin, instead, how we choose to go. 2. The journey that is full of encounters. Every campaign is a series that is full with encounters. Some might have battles, some might have challenges, and some might even have negotiations or lessons that are disguised as setbacks. Life mirrors this perfectly. Some days feel like a combat encounter, fast, intense, overwhelming, and some days feel like a puzzle, filled with confusion, requiring patience and thought. And some days feels like a social encounter with so many people, where you need confidence, kindness, or courage to move forward. And just like in the game, we don't get to choose what we encounter every day. I seriously just want to be alone, but whatever. But we do get to choose how we respond to them. A tough challenge doesn't mean the story ends. It means the adventure has become more meaningful. A party matters. In Dungeons and Dragons, no hero survives alone. Not even the strongest paladins, not even the strongest wizards, and not even the strongest barbarians. You need a party, you need friends, and most importantly, you need teammates. You might need a cleric that heals you when you're feeling down. You might need a tank to protect you when you're feeling low. And you might even need a bard to make you feel inspired when you feel defeated. And life has our own parties as important friends, families, and mentors who push us forward, lift us when we feel down, and remind us who we are. The Dungeon Master and the Unknown. In every campaign, there is always a Dungeon Master, the storyteller, the guider, the one who describes the world and its challenges. But even the Dungeon Master does not control everything. They react to the player's decisions and create opportunities within the chaos. Life has its own version of a DM, or a Dungeon Master, which is fate, destiny, and circumstances. Which one we want to call it, I don't really care. Life presents us with unexpected plot twist, a door that suddenly closes, a challenge that arrives without warning, or even a reward that we didn't expect. But here's the truth. Just like in Dungeons and Dragons, you shape the world, you shape the story through your choices, and your actions matter. Your decisions create paths, and your bravery changes outcomes. Life might not be predictable, but it is playable. Now, I'll talk about the dice, a symbol of uncertainty. The dice represents the unknown. You can swing your sword perfectly, but the dice decides how much damage you do. You can give your best speech, but the dice decides if you persuade the crowd, make them happy, or make them interested in you. You can still plan the perfect strategy, but the dice still determines success or failure. This uncertainty terrifies some people, but it teaches something powerful. In life, you cannot control what happens, but you can control every outcome. But you cannot control every outcome. Sometimes you roll a 20, everything works out, and everything feels fine. Sometimes you roll a 1, everything collapses, and you stand there wondering what went wrong. But think about it. No one stops playing just because of a low roll. In fact, the lowest rolls often lead to the best stories, the funniest moments, and most importantly, lessons. A failed roll doesn't mean the adventure is over. It means you get to try something new. And in life, the dice or fate teaches us three truths, which are that you always get to roll again, you never get the number you want, and a single roll doesn't define the journey. Leveling up. In Dungeons and Dragons, the more challenges you face, the more experience you gain. Eventually, you level up. Your abilities grow, your skills improve, and you become stronger, wiser, and more capable. Life works exactly the same. Every difficulty, every day you survive, every problem you solve, every fear you face, every failure you learn, they all give you experience. You level up not by avoiding challenges, but instead by facing them. You become stronger because of battles you fought, not because of battles you run from. The greatest adventure. At the end of the day, Dungeons and Dragons reminds us of one thing. You are the hero of your own story. You choose your quest, you build your character, you gather your party, you face your dragons, whatever they are, fear, failure, or the unknown. And you roll your dice, trusting that no matter what happens, you can keep going. Life is not perfect, it is unpredictable, chaotic, and confusing. But so is every great adventure and every great story. And just like in D&D, the greatest stories don't come from perfect heroes. They come from ordinary people who dare to pick up the dice and say, I'm not sure what happens, but I'm brave enough to roll. So that's all I can say. Thank you for listening to my speech, and if there were any grammar issues, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osric, for your very interesting and unique speech titled The Wonders of D&D and How It Reflects What Life is About. Moving on to our 23rd speaker, Queensha, I'll hand over the mic to you and your speech titled The Myth of the Right Choice.
Okay, thank you, Randy. Hello, everyone. My name is Queensha Aurelia. I'm from Senior High School of Santo Yosef, Pangkal Pinang. And today I will give you a speech about the myth of the right choice. We all know that feeling. You are standing at the crossroads. There are many paths. Do you want to take this major What will you do after this? Will you continue to college or do you will work? What college do you in? Do you pursue this relationship or end it? It feels huge. It feels like your entire future is balancing on this one single decision. We are terrified of making the wrong choice. We treat our lives like a multiple choice test where only one answer is correct and all the others lead to failure. And that pressure is paralyzing. We get so scared of choosing wrong choice that we end up choosing nothing at all. We stay stuck standing at the crossroads, watching life pass on by us by. But I want to propose a different way to look at it. What if life isn't a multiple choice test? What if it's more like a choose your own adventures game, where every choice just leads to a new page, not a game over screen? The truth is, we put way too much pressure on the big decisions. We forget that a life isn't built a single one day from a single choice. A life is built in moments. It's built from the thousands of tiny everyday choices we make. You don't choose a career and have it be perfect forever. You choose a direction and learn something new. To ask for help, to work a little harder, or to decide it, this isn't for me and start to pivot. You don't choose a partner and have the perfect relationship forever. You choose a person and then you make 1,000 small choices every day to listen, to be kind, to be patient, to apologize, to be vulnerable. We've been taught to find the perfect path. I say, forget that path. Focus on your compass. Your compass is your values, your curiosity, your intuition, the quiet voice inside you that says, this feels right or this feels wrong. If you're using your compass, you can be truly lost. You might take a detour. You might end up somewhere you didn't expect. But that wrong turn will teach you something you need to know. The wrong job will show you what you truly value. The failed plan will make you more resilient. So, here's my challenge for you. Let's stop trying to predict the perfect future. Let's stop being terrified of getting it wrong. Pick up your compass. Make a choice, not the one huge, perfect forever choice. Just the next one. Take one step. See what happens. Learn, adjust, and then take the next step. That is how you make a choice, and that is how you build a life. Thank you for listening. I'll will give back the mic to you, Randy.
Thank you, Queen Shah, for your very interesting perspective on the myth of the right choice. Because, well, Ishak and Matthew are not here today, I'll be moving on to our last speaker of the day, which is Richella. I'm handing the mic over to you, Richella.
Thank you very much for the mic, Randy, MC. You ever get the feeling that you're getting really, really overwhelmed, even though you're just hanging out with your friends? Or just feel a hint of resentment towards them even though you don't really know why, well, chances are they might be crossing your boundaries. But what is a boundary? According to sociology, a boundary is a rule that affects the behavior of the person who chooses to make that rule. When people step out of line, crosses your boundaries, you may feel some negative consequences, like feeling overwhelmed, stressed, resentful even. It can also lead to burnout and strained relationships. A boundary's main purpose is to protect you. It is not to control other people, but to define how you are willing to be treated, to protect your own well being, to manage your own reactions. It promotes self respect. It makes sure you know how you want to be treated. But how do I set those boundaries? A great way to start is to figure out what your needs are. Be self-aware. Be self-aware of what you are and what you are not comfortable with. After that, you may communicate your boundaries clearly. Be assertive, be straightforward. It lessens the chance of people misunderstanding or misinterpreting your words. You may feel some discomfort after setting those boundaries, whether it's guilt, shame, or even remorse. I'm afraid you'll need to accept those emotions and move on. It is okay. It's all right. It's all a part of the process. So you'll need to accept, learn, and move on. Let it pass. Even though we're just basically communicating our needs, it makes a strong impact. It's ordinary, it's normal, but it can help you so much. It helped me so much, that's for sure. In junior high school, many people would be asking me, is there a test tomorrow? What is the answer to this homework assignment? What is the answers to this question? How do I do this? How do I do that? It came to a point where every single day, without fail, a lot of people, different people, would be asking of me different things. It was annoying. It was irritating, even. I hated it. And I'm sure you would too. And after so many times of me saying, yes, okay, sure, fine, whatever, I'll give it to you, I finally said no. After so many times, so many months, okay, it's been a long time. And after so many times of me saying no and putting a limit, they finally let me go. They stopped asking, and I felt so free. It freed me from my shackles. So everybody here on this Zoom meeting and not, learn from me. Learn from me and say no. Set those boundaries and those limits. When you feel uncomfortable, say no and set those boundaries. Thank you all for listening to my speech.
Thank you, Rochella, for your absolutely spectacular speech about setting your boundaries. Because it's getting late at night, I'm going to immediately move on, and we're going into the feedback from the coaches now. I'll hand over the mic to you, ma'am Amber.
Thank you, Randy. So my feedback for you today is you guys all did amazing. The real feedback, you will be giving it to yourself in January. I'm so happy you all managed to be here. Special extra points for Rochella because this is the second time she is joining a whole meeting the whole time, because on Saturday, poof, the internet was gone right when she was in the middle of her speech. So showing up to contribute to everyone here and deliver her speech again, that is outstanding. Now, please do not let yourself be intimidated by Rochella. She is an alumni. She's already been doing this course for a while now. So if you want to keep on getting better and better, you just keep practicing. Also, everyone, please help me give our MC of the day, Randy, an applause, because you didn't see what was happening, but behind the scenes, we were keeping in constant contact of who is here, who's not here, and who to call next, and oh, the speech title is missing. So great job, Randy. You navigated that like a professional. So there is no feedback from me today except to tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you. Do not compare yourself to anyone else, because each one of you comes in a different class with a different level of knowledge of English. And so watching you all give your very, very best, like Mom Chacha, makes us all so proud. And yes, it is enough. Because the only person that you are growing through the magic of these ordinary moments is yourself. Okay, and I would like to hand it back to my Chacha at this point.
Well, remember, actually, I've give my welcoming speech, so should I give also the closing speech? That's really, this is not ordinary, I think. This is the extraordinary for you. Okay, some of your speech is not really ordinary. It's really amazing. Thank you so much, Randy Sutanto. You are a great master of ceremony. You handle it all. Yes, my member said. You not only able to talk in front of the participants, but you arrange it all great. Every single participants, really, you did a great job. My member also with a short throat maybe, and then little bit cough, but she's still with us until 2 hours. This is the longest meeting we had. Okay, I don't know what to say. Just happy holiday, everyone. So we stop today. Okay, this is our last meeting for this semester. So see you next year. Happy holiday, everyone. Back to you, Randy.
All right then. Thank you, Ma'am Chacha. Thank you, Ma'am Amber, and thank you for everyone joining today, especially Rochella as a special guest in today's speech. And I think because of the time, it's been almost 2 hours, and I believe it is time for a closing time. And a closing prayer is,
Randy.
I believe.
How if we ask Rochella as our guest to close our meeting with the closing prayer?
That would be perfect, Ma'am Chacha.
Okay.
Rochella,
Let's
take the
welcome
lead.
All right, everybody. I guess I'll be leading the prayer today, tonight. All right, everybody, let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord, thank you so much for ensuring that this speech performance goes well. So now our Zoom meeting, we want to end the Zoom meeting here tonight, and hopefully rest, feel good about ourselves, and have a happy, merry holiday after this. Thank you all. Thank you so much, God. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. So especially I want to Pray, remember, so please keep healthy. Yeah, hopefully you will get recoveries. Well, then you will have a Christmas and also New Year happily. So everyone, thank you so much. See you